Brownsville ISD, every journey starts with a strong foundation.
Our academic programs inspire curiosity and critical thinking.
In athletics, students unleash their potential while diving into school spirit.
Creativity shines throughout our various fine arts programs.
Our career and technical education provides students with essential skills for the workforce.
With dual enrollment courses, students can earn college credits while still in high school.
Brownsville ISD.
One team.
One dream.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate. Call us now.
The middle. Benson! That's another touchdown! Keeps the line. Now that becomes a hit. Castillo on. And that's going to be a fumble recovered by the Cardinals.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. Our property tax rate is among the lowest in the RGV. Our communities are safer. Economic development is soaring. Thousands of high-paying jobs have been created. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
At Tortilleria Ibanez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibanez, tradition on every plate.
Hello sports fans, I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
There's no place like Sherryland ISD. Returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sherryland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. We're experiencing unprecedented growth. New infrastructure projects are being developed. We're a leader in spaceflight research and have become an energy export powerhouse. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
At Tortilleria Ibanez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibanez, tradition on every plate.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. Fruya Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
Good morning, everybody. We are back for another episode of Coffee with Coach O, live on a Monday morning in early October. Kevin alongside Coach Dolores Holguin.
Morning.
Happy Monday, everybody. Coach, we had a rare weekend off. The team was able to enjoy the not the bye week, but just the perks of having played on a game on Thursday, and now, having to replace that Thursday with Saturday, being able to have the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So, how was the weekend off for you guys, and catch up on rest?
Yeah, a little bit. I really felt that the girls needed a break. We've been going since August 2nd, and I thought, the switch from Saturday to Thursday, of course, it came from Victoria, but I thought it came at a perfect time for this little reprieve or rest. And I told them, I said, rest, relax, rest, and recharge, because we're second round tomorrow. So it worked out perfect. It worked out perfect for me too, because I had my grandsons, which I had already told my daughter I couldn't go, but it just so happened that this worked out for everybody, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. So the 3-day weekend, much needed rest for the Lady Bloodhounds. As Coach just mentioned, the team does start their second round of district play starting tomorrow against San Antonio Christian, but it's another unique week where we have a match day tomorrow, Tuesday, and then they won't play another match until the following Tuesday when they host Laredo. So a couple things with that is they're going to get another, now they'll get a true bye week this weekend, not by design, not by just the way the schedule worked out.
Right.
And then they will host Laredo. So along with having the extra weekend off this coming weekend is home tomorrow, home on next Tuesday against Laredo. So the first half of district play is wrapped up, Coach. Let's go back and revisit the Victoria match. And just what did you see from Victoria? Anything different from years past?
Not a whole lot. I think she had more big girls, I thought, this year than she's had before. But I think basically, I've always said, Victoria's Victoria, and they're always going to come. They're always going to have that team that, in all the years that I've been here, has been the district champion.
Right.
And I know this year it's going to be a little bit, I think, more competitive for them because of the teams with Saks and St. Mary's Hall and stuff. But for the most part, I thought they were pretty steady. They swing. They don't do very much of anything else. And so I kind of expected that. I thought our first set we kept up with them, but I don't know, second set just turned
Mhm.
around and. But it's just with us. I think a lot of it is mental now, rather than a physical. So we've just got to get that straightened out and move forward from from the first round and just
Right.
really got to work hard on that.
Right.
And
And
getting back on the
yeah, just getting back on the saddle. The
On
the,
the
you know
saddle.
the impressive thing was with Victoria was that we went last weekend to San Antonio to play St. Mary's,
Mhm.
and we saw how much improved they are.
Mhm.
They're right in the mix for a district title. They turn around and play Victoria on Tuesday, and Victoria beats them in 4.
Mhm.
And I thought that was really impressive, just to show how well Victoria was playing, and how well we saw St. Mary's was improved, and
Mhm.
Victoria is still like,
Above.
hey, yeah,
Yeah.
hey, we're still the reigning district champs. So I
Yeah.
really feel that for Victoria, this past week was more of a statement for them, just
Mhm.
reminding the rest of the district that hey, we're still on top. Knowing that St. Mary's has made a push. Obviously, they avenged their loss to us last year,
Mhm.
coming down here and winning that first round matchup. So the Lady Flyers still alone in first place as we wrap up the first round. With that being said, Coach, recapping the first round of district play. I know we're well past the midway point of the season, but what have been some highlights in your opinion and in the first half of the year?
I mean, I think we've played those some of those tough teams. We've kept up with them. We've been right there. We just haven't been able to go past the get that. We've gotten to the top of the hill, but we kind of the put it in neutral and start going backwards. And I think if we just can get like let's say with Sachs tomorrow and just get that past that point of okay, we're here and we need to make a statement.
Right.
We did go 4 sets with them. I thought we could have beat them, but it's just the little things with us. It really is. We need to really be more diligent and more disciplined on where we are on the court in certain situations. And I think if we can do that, things are going to change for us.
Right.
So it's just a matter of, and I always tell them it's the little things. If you focus on the little things, everything else is going to fall into place. And I think maybe one day when it clicks with everybody,
Right.
then we're going to be, we're going to be up there.
And there's still time.
Mhm.
There's still time to turn things around. We still have a whole second half of district to play with this team, and that was one thing we've talked about in the past is that the team is yet to start to click
Mhm.
or start to peak. So there's still time for this team to turn it around and start peaking at the right time. Along with being able to compete, in district, we were toe to toe with Sachs. We that first set at St. Mary's. I think some other highlights as well are being able to play Los Fresnos,
Mhm.
being able to go to the Donna tournament and be successful there, and eventually we lost to San Benito, and then even going and looking at the PI tournament. I thought the PI tournament was really good.
Yeah.
With the team turning in a 5-1 record.
Mhm.
And then also competing against Beeville Jones, who eventually won the tournament.
Yeah, they won the whole tournament.
Yeah, I think those are some highs as well.
Yeah, I
throughout the
mean,
year.
really, actually, the teams that we've lost to, like you said, in the tournament, in the Dawn tournament, in the PI tournament, they were the eventual winners of those tournaments.
Right.
The match that we played with, what was that
What
team we
tournament?
played
What
in PI? That we played really well. I don't think you were there, but
No,
we
yeah.
beat them. It was the very small school.
Freer?
Freer. Yeah, that was a really, really good match. And I really saw what our capability was during that match. And it was a really good, really exciting match. We did if I'm ever gonna say we played a perfect match, it was probably that one. Especially that the one set that we really came on and just did everything that we needed to do, and we did it correctly, and we followed through on everything that we did. So I know it's there. It's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page and being more consistent with the correct good things that we do. So I mean, I don't. I've always said, you know, these teams at St. Joe from the beginning, they can do great things. You know, they've been in playoffs every single year that we've been in district. There's no reason why we can't get in this year. It's just going to be a matter of we really have to really rethink and reset the little things for the big things to happen. So.
Right. Absolutely. Any other high notes this year? Did you feel?
I'm trying to think. My brain's not quite awake yet.
Yeah, the tournament plays went really well, I thought.
Yeah,
and
tournament
you know,
plays.
and like I said, you know, just this the fact that this team was able to, you know, play again the you know, the Harlingens, Brownsville veterans. We got to play San Benito as well, and you know, of course, the Los Fresnos match over there. So, and the way that district is shaping out, I mean, veterans wound up beating Harlingen.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw that.
Yeah, and then Los Fresnos this past weekend swept Harlingen.
Mhm.
And then tonight or tomorrow, San Benito plays Harlingen. So
That'll
district,
be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like you said, like we talked about early on, you know, we're playing these veterans, Harlingen, Los Fresnos, San Benito, and all of these teams are really the top, you know. If you look at everything, it's like everybody's like doing this.
Right.
And so, you know, the fact that we played them and we were in it with them on several of those matches, it just tells me what our nucleus can, you know.
Right.
We've just, you know, I sometimes I think, you know, okay, these 6 are going to do it. And then something happens, and if somebody's struggling and I put somebody else in and they come in and do the job. So it's not like we only have a certain handful of kids. It's like you say, we've got a deep bench.
Right.
And I had a player that played for me at Hannah many years ago, and she's coaching in Pewitt. Where is Pewitt? It's I think it's a small school. Anyway, she posted something like a week or a week and a half ago about her team playing and how they were down. I think they were down like something like 13-2 or something like that.
Ooh, northeast, way northeast.
Yeah, way up there.
Just south of Texarkana.
And she said, you know, we were down by 11 points or whatever, and she said, when my kids on the court struggled, she said my bench came in and did what they had to do, and they ended up winning. And she said, you know, you're only as strong as your bench is deep. And I feel like we've got that depth. You know, it's just a lot of it is mental with us. And I think if we can get past that, you know, we can do so many things.
Right.
But definitely some of the highlights, you know, those games that we played, I think, even though we lost them, was a big highlight because you got to see even if it wasn't a consistent, the flashes of, you know, the things that can be with, you know, these girls on this team. So.
And another thing too is we tend to forget, you know, a good bulk of this team is coming back next year and even the year after that, and so on. You know, it's just a handful of seniors that's on this team right now. So you can always look at you could always look at the approach of, you know, we're still maybe a year away from really competing. But of course, you and I know that these girls they're not pollitos anymore. That you know they're veterans. You know, they're juniors and sophomores on paper, but you know they've already been in plenty of big matches. They've won a playoff game. They've beaten the Victorias of the world. So you know, it's just a matter of time for this team to really figure it out and put it
just explode.
You know, one thing that Coach Tino we talked about last week on our show was that when you look back at the losses that St. Joe has in football, each of those losses have come to an undefeated team. Austin Regents obviously are undefeated. They're in TAPS, and they're top 10 in the state. Economides and Brownsville Veterans are two 6As.
Mhm.
They're undefeated, and along like with Regents, probably going to win their district.
Mhm.
And then you look at the small schools, like Raymondville back in week 1. They're the top team in
their
the sub 5A,
yeah.
and in all likelihood going to win their district. So things are on parallel with football and volleyball, and just the strength of schedule.
Mhm.
And when people look at the district the record, and there's almost reaching double-digit losses, but if you look at who those losses were,
Yeah.
a lot of really good 6As, some 5As in there as well. With that being said, what do you feel are some things that the team can improve on?
I think a lot of it at certain points in the game is communication. When we practice that stuff in practice, but then when we get into tough situations or tight situations, we kind of, I'm going to say, go at it alone, and it breaks down the whole process of the team. When you're on the court, it's not one thing. It's I always go with back to basketball. Basketball, you can grab a rebound and go one end to the other and score by yourself. Here you're dependent on a pass. You're dependent on a set. You're dependent on, when you're hitting, you're dependent on the people behind you that are covering. And I think just the little things like that, the communication and the actually not just going through the motion, but committing to it. I tell him it's different when you just go and you stop and then you go back to when we're practicing it. It's when you're in a game and it's tight and they've got, these 6-foot blockers and you're not, you can be 6 inches in the wrong place. And I think those little things are the things that are going to really help us get over that hump. We were talking about earlier about the bench and, what we've got coming back. And if you look at what's on that JV team, there's just so much talent there too. And I see flashes of them playing with this group,
right?
And what they could do, and they could really help. But I think overall, a little bit of the morale, because we've lost so many matches, that's kind of affecting us also. And even though it's like we talked about, who have you lost to? You have to put that in perspective. So I think once we can do that, I think things are going to be a little bit better, and I think the spirit's going to lift up a little bit and stuff. Right. So, and I always say, when you have a loss, don't just say, "Oh, we lost." Learn something. What is it that we need to pick from that? Pick the good stuff that you did, and then remember the stuff the mistakes that we made, and then how can we fix that for the next time? And I think that if we can start doing that starting today, I think that, I really feel like the second round is going to be a little bit different for us. I really do.
Absolutely. What's the DNA of this team? The identity.
That's a hard question to answer. I mean, I really don't know how I would answer that question. Like, are you asking like personality wise?
No,
are you
like
asking
the DNA, like a team's gonna prep for St. Joe on film, and they're good at this, they're good at that. Like, defensively we're strong, we're gritty, resilient, things like that.
I mean we are defensively strong. I think that sometimes teams see us as just doing one thing, like swinging. And I think that we've worked on already moving that ball, moving it, tipping it, swiping, stuff like that. And I think if a team is really looking at us, they're not going to see that because we haven't really done it. But when you look at us in practice, we're doing different things. So I really don't know that a team can just look at us and say, oh, this is what they do. Like you know, for example, I look at Laredo, what they did, what did they do, how did they get us? It was tip. And they did it very well, obviously, because we couldn't pick up on it. We were there. We just, like I said, it's the little things. You know, you're there, but you're not low enough, or you're not. You know, you're off by a foot or whatever. And I think I don't know. I don't know that teams can say we only do, you know, this or this, because I think we've got more. We just haven't really shown it. So. I really think that teams come in going like,
Yeah.
you know, I wonder.
Yeah.
I really do.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, because I mean, you know, the good thing about the team is that, you know, one game, you know, Sienna and Gali will be on point,
Mhm.
and then one game, you know, Regina Martinez will come in and she'll
Mhm.
get some kills. Sky, we've seen her
Mhm.
step in. So yeah, so the teams are like,
Melly
okay,
blocking, you
Melly on the
know.
block, yeah. So a lot of teams are wondering like, okay, if it's not 9, it could be 12,
Yeah.
it could be 20, it
Yeah.
could be 7.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that this offense can attack you. So there's not really one. Okay, we're gonna focus in on this one
Yeah.
player, opposed to, you know, you're having multiple people you have to worry about. And then on the flip side is, you know, defensively, you know, like we've talked about it throughout the years, that the team is they've made strides
Mhm.
On the defensive side of things. So they know that they're gonna get a tough out on defense.
Mhm.
And then there's multiple weapons
Offense,
on
yeah,
the offense
offensively.
that can come up and hurt you. So
Yeah, definitely. I know, like you know, you just mentioned right now, like sometimes it's this person, sometimes this person, and I did notice when we were playing, was it Victoria? Was it before we played Victoria? Who was our last one? Saks? No,
Providence.
Providence. No, St. Mary. I don't remember. It was one of the. It was either Victoria or St. Mary's that they were double blocking, and at one point triple blocking. I think it was Gali that they had 3 on, and that's when I tell them, you know, when you know you're getting triple blocked, you have to do something else. But on the same thought as the one person that's offensive, you know, that's getting that set, I tell the setters, if you know they're targeting that person, you've got 2 other people to go to. And I think there was a couple of times where they were already going to block the outside or the middle hitter, and we set the ball to the back and got a kill off of that. So, but yeah, we can, if we are on and we can spread that out rather than one person only. I mean, there's so many things we could do.
Right.
There really are so many things we could do.
So we're going to take our break. When we come back, we're going to break down the Saks matchup, and we will break down the district standings when we come back. This is Coffee with Coach O on a Monday morning.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate. Call us now.
The middle. Benson! And it's another touchdown! Keeps the line. Now that becomes a hit. Castillo on. And that's going to be a fumble recovered by the Cardinals.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. Our property tax rate is among the lowest in the RGV. Our communities are safer. Economic development is soaring. Thousands of high-paying jobs have been created. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
There's no place like Sherryland ISD. Returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sherryland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Cameron County has emerged as one of the most promising regions in Texas. We're experiencing unprecedented growth. New infrastructure projects are being developed. We're a leader in spaceflight research and have become an energy export powerhouse. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
Time to take a new look, maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable's for you, Buick's your brand. Fruya Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs. Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate. Call us now.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
At Tortilleria Ibanez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibanez, tradition on every plate.
All right, welcome back to Coffee with Coach O on a Monday morning, live in the Bloodhound Cafe. Special thank you to Miss Amanda for hosting us every Monday morning. It is early October. Coach, my favorite month of the year is October for various of reasons. One, we get the weather. It's been a lot cooler in the evenings and in the mornings. We could definitely use that break in the weather. You have high school football, you have volleyball, you have college football, you have the NFL. But the biggest thing for me was the baseball playoffs. But the Astros didn't make the playoffs this year, so I've just kind of been middling and just. It's really sad that there's no, but I did watch some playoff baseball last night, and I said, you know what? It's actually nice to watch the games and not have to like worry and stress
out over your team, over your team,
over my team. I don't have to stress about it. So, I love it.
And just enjoy the game.
Yeah, just kind of enjoy the game, and but yeah, I love the month of October, and just the mystique of the fall and the Halloween season, and I mean you.
I do, and like you said, the weather, the changing, I really, like I've been not early October, but in the later of October and early November, when I've been to Tennessee and watched like the leaves and all the change, and I'm like, why can't that happen here? Of course it's not going to happen, but yeah, I like October, and I like it because my grandson gets so excited because it's Halloween month, and he gets to do. We used to do trunk or treats at my church. They do it at his school now, and so he gets excited about that. And but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a couple years ago, my family's actually they went to Virginia this weekend to visit my sister. And it was funny because
it's so pretty over there.
When they landed up there in Virginia, my mom called me. She goes, "I forgot to bring my jacket, and it's 40 degrees." I was like, "Whoops!" But we did spend a fall season in Virginia. I think in 21, when my sister first started going to school at Liberty. My other sister and I, we went up there and we said the same thing. We're like, man, like this is what fall looks like. The leaves change, the weather's nicer. Certainly a good time of year. As for the Lady Bloodhounds, as they're trying to turn the season around as we begin the second round of district play, it starts with San Antonio Christian on Tuesday. Tomorrow will be a match day here at home. Having seen the Lady Lions the first time around, knowing what to expect now, it's got to give us a little bit of an edge. 1 and 2 being able to welcome in on campus here at home.
Yeah, into our home.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because now I know, and we haven't really talked a lot about it because of course we had a game, a game this past week, and then I gave him the Friday off. But I think if we make the adjustments that I know we should, after watching and being in that match, I think we're gonna do a lot better.
Yep.
It's just a matter of really committing and, like I said, being really disciplined. And like we took one set from them. Of course, we had to work really hard for it. But you know what? I've always said to people when they say, "Oh, volleyball, that's it's so easy," and I always say, it's easy, but it's not easy. And if it was easy, anybody could do it.
For sure.
I used to say anybody. If it was easy, anybody could do it. Because some kids would say, I don't want to play because whatever, and it's so easy. And I said, okay, well, let's step on the court. But yeah, I think if we just make those adjustments, we should be able to, really come out and give them a good match. And like I always say, I always tell the kids, I always believe that we can beat teams. And until they really start believing it, then things will start to happen because you might have the physical capabilities, but this is what sometimes stops us or keeps us from rising to the occasion like we should.
The current district standings: Victoria St. Joe 6-0, San Antonio Christian 4-2, St. Mary's Hall 5-1, Laredo St. Augustine 3-3, and the Lady Bloodhounds on the outside looking in at 2-4. So, still an opportunity for the postseason as we start the second round. I think tomorrow against San Antonio Christian, I have this jet lag theory that anytime a team like say St. Joe, we travel to say Gruya, or when we went to Roma, or Roma comes this way. There's always that jet lag factor that I feel that plays a part in these road matches. I think for us to be successful tomorrow, I think if we could take that first set, take the first set, set the tone, I think that could go a long way, whether that'll go a sweep,
or
4
split,
sets, or maybe even a 5th set, if you were to tell me that we're in a 4th, 5th set against San Antonio Christian, I would take that in a heartbeat. But I think tomorrow, taking that first set, setting the tone is going to be a big factor.
Yeah, definitely. I feel the same way. It's like, we've been in that situation several times where we've been right there and we haven't taken that first set. And I think it kind of, it's like it's like you have a balloon and you kind of prick it just a little bit. And it kind of, we've gone from up here to like really low because we didn't win that first set.
Right.
And then here we go back to it. It's the mental stuff. Because obviously the physical is there.
Right.
But I think you're right. There's been several matches where I think if we would have taken that first set, we definitely would have, at least, taken them to 5.
Right.
If not, done it in 3 or 4. But I think the girls, we just need to, we've got a little team bonding today, a dinner tonight and stuff. And I think if we, can just relax and enjoy that, they've had the weekend off. But then we really need to get into that mode of the match doesn't start when you step on the court. The match starts today.
Right.
When you prep today for tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Not only that, but the next point that we're going to talk about is that the playoffs. We're beginning this second round, and we're down, but we're not out. In a way where, despite the 2-4 record, is this team is still in control of their own destiny, and we can start talking about those things because we're in that second half, and now we're beginning the countdown, and where these games are going to fly. And if the Lady Bloodhounds want to have a shot at the postseason, we're going to have to steal one of these games, and then the rest will take care of itself. A week from tomorrow will be the Laredo game. That is going to have heavy playoff implications
Definitely.
on just the way the trajectory of this second half is going and the way the standings are going. So, it's right there in front of us for the taking. Like I said, right now we're on the outside looking in. But if we can take care of business against, the teams that we should win, no disrespect, win the games you're supposed to win, and then if you can steal one, if we can steal one tomorrow and then beat Laredo, I think that puts us in a very good spot because then Laredo would then, we would need them to lose to the St. Mary's, the Victorias of the world, and help us sneak in as a 4 seed.
Yeah,
so.
and I don't know how many years it's been. It's been at least 3 years where it's come down to, us and Laredo, and not trying to get into the playoffs, but the seeding, the 2 and 3 and stuff, and I think every year we've pretty much rose to the occasion and done what we needed to do.
For sure.
But you're right. We need to win the ones we should be winning, and in doing so, I think we need to make a statement on how we do it.
For sure.
But definitely, I think. I really believe that we can get in. If it's that 4th place spot, it's that 4th place spot. But we need to get in because this is who we are.
Yep.
This is who we are. And I think if I can get them to really believe that, I think things will change. And I think I need not just one or two people, but I need those core players that have been here for the last 4 years to really step up and step in and start not convincing, but start talking about, hey, we can do this. We've been here already 4 years. This is something that we do.
Right.
And I think that'll make a difference.
Absolutely. And again, the Lady Bloodhounds 2-4 in district play, looking up at Laredo, who's sitting there at 3-3. And the wrench in this district standings is St. Mary's Hall. They weren't a factor. They were a factor late last year, but we were in a position to where, like you said, it was between us and Laredo, and it wasn't exactly battling for the 4 spot, but for the 2 and the 3 spot. Even 2 years ago, we saw this team really surge. I think it was we went, like 6-1 or 5-2 down the stretch, something like that, to where we fought all the way up to the 2 spot and hosted a playoff game. And that was the first time.
That was the first.
In this program history. And then the year after that, last year, we won a playoff game. The year before Fort Bend, what place did we finish? Had to have finished 3rd or 4th.
I think we were third. I think we were third
because it was a road match. But the point being is that every year it gets the program takes its next step and its next step. And just for the record, I was just curious doing homework. I saw Cypress Christian; they're undefeated right now in that district. That was a team we saw last year in the playoffs. But that thinking about it, that was to be expected from that team. They were so young and they were a pretty good team. But no surprise that they're in first place. But with what's in front of us in our district, again, we control our own destiny. And the good thing about this sport is that, the second half is the second half, and whatever happened in the first half doesn't matter.
No.
And it's a clean slate for the team, and it's a clean slate for the girls to just kind of, pick themselves back up and really make a push this second round, because we know the talent is there. We've seen it. There's just so many talented athletes on this team that I think tomorrow could be a springboard game, so to speak. That, heck, even if we take them to 5, right? Even if we take them to 5 and we lose a close one, is that the result we want? No, but we're seeing, we're seeing the team, push.
Yeah.
And they can certainly do it. They can certainly do it. We took a set from them last time around. We haven't gone to 5 sets much this year.
No, we haven't.
We had
except the very first one.
Except for the very first match that I jinxed.
Yeah.
But so we know what's in front of us with a home match tomorrow against San Antonio Christian. Saturday will be another bye. The following Tuesday, the team will host Laredo, will be an all-important matchup. And then the last 3 out of the last 4 are on the road at St. Anthony's, and then the team will come back home against St. Mary's Hall, and then at Providence, and then at Victoria, and then that'll be it for the regular season. So there's still a ways to go. If you can't make it out tomorrow to the game, we'll have your back here on the Bloodhound channel. What time are the matches tomorrow?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3, right here at home at St. Joe, as the Lady Bloodhounds will continue their homestand. It's been a nice homestand. It's nice to not have to hop on the bus for at least now. Lady Bloodhounds home tomorrow against San Antonio Christian, and then the following week against Laredo. The junior high, they do wrap up their season this week on Thursday. Here at home against Garcia will be the 8th graders. The 7th graders will be on the road at Garcia. So a shout out to the middle schools on the success they had this season, and our sub teams. They're competing.
Yeah,
the freshmen and
JV. They are definitely
the
competing.
JV, what was it, 27-25 in that second set?
I think it was.
Right?
I
mean,
think
they
it
lost.
I was going back and forth.
They lost in straight sets, but I mean,
Yeah.
they sure as heck
They
competed.
definitely competed, especially that third set. Yeah, that was a tough set. And I asked her about that. I don't know if you noticed the little girl. I think she was number 6. I can't pronounce her name. I haven't. It's like
on the varsity.
It's
or
like
the
no, on the freshman team. It's like Siambari, but it was something else. It started with an OK, and I was like, I'm not even gonna try. But I said, she's a freshman, isn't she? And she says, who? I said, number 6. And she said, who is that one? And I said, the one sitting there on the end of the bench. And she called her name, and she said, are you number 6? And she said, yes. And she said, yeah, she's a freshman. And I said, you can tell. I said, you can tell she's a freshman, but man, you can tell that. Give her a year, and it's she was jumping. You think we thought Regina jumped high?
Yeah.
That little girl was jumping out of the gym, and she, you could tell it's like the Colt. You know, they're like kind of like the legs are still doing this.
Yeah.
But man, that little girl, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, she was impressive. Her swings were pretty impressive.
Yeah, she was pretty impressive.
Well, that'll wrap up this episode of Coffee with Coach O again on a Monday morning here at Brownsville St. Joe. As we get ready for what is going to be the stretch run for Coach Dolores Holguin and the Lady Bloodhounds. It'll be a match day tomorrow afternoon here at home against San Antonio Christian. And then again on Saturday, there will be no match. The following Tuesday, we'll host Laredo St. Augustine as the Lady Bloodhounds now making a push for the postseason. Coach, thanks for joining me, as always, every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Special thank you to Miss Amanda for kindly hosting us every Monday morning here in the Bloodhound Cafe. We'll see you guys next week.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali,